Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's special presentations. As it is our last City Council meeting before the new year, it is important to embrace what's to come in 2025 and beyond in the city of Moreno Valley. One tradition that I believe helps us move on from 2024 is, of course, the annual Rose Parade. Whether you watch it for intricate floats and amazing music, or wait for the Rose Bowl game, this year featuring the Oregon Ducks, I don't know if there's any Oregon Duck fans out there, and either the Buckeyes, the Ohio State Buckeyes, or the Tennessee Vols, who we will see this Saturday, or on that Saturday. The Rose Parade is a SoCal tradition that many of us hold dear. Despite the Rose Parade being hosted in Pasadena, Moreno Valley will be there, represented by the Rancho Verde Crimson Regiment. Unfortunately, we can't fit the whole band in here, or else we might get an earful from Chief Park, and I know he's out there. He's checking the parking lot right now. But with us today is the band's director, Mr. Hathak, and three drum majors, Alexis Bautista, Janie Valencia, and Leanna Limbo. I only see two, so. Would you folks please join me up here? I told them no pressure. Short speeches. I'm just kidding. Director Hathak and the Crimson Regiment will be heading to Pasadena to let the spectators know what Moval and Rancho Verde are all about. New Year's is just 2 weeks away, so I hope you're all prepared and ready to just go and make us proud. The City of Moreno Valley will be cheering you on. Director, would you have some words to say?
I want to thank the City of Moreno Valley for all their support of our band, and especially our mayor in all our service projects in this last year. And we're really excited to be in the parade. This is going to be our second time in the parade, historically. So we're really excited about doing that. There'll be about 200 of us going 6 miles down Colorado Boulevard. And there's a little surprise for the City of Moreno Valley. I'm not going to tell you about it. Just watch TV. You'll see it. And you're like, ooh, Moreno Valley, right? So there's you guys know about it, but it's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. And we want to wish everyone a Happy New Year.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Continuing the special presentations. As Councilmember Delgado expressed, this time of year is very special to our annual tree lighting, which compounded as our celebration of Moreno Valley's 40th anniversary, to our upcoming Rose Parade. The future and new year is right around the corner. To continue recognizing those participating in this year's upcoming Rose Parade, I'd like to bring up a Moval native who will be running with the horses. More specifically, the Arabian Horses Association, Versatile Arabians, with her horse, GP Bold FX, Ms. Gopena. Can you please give her a round of applause? Please come up. Gail, thank you so much for being here. I don't want Bo to miss you too so much, so we'll make this quick. Gail has been living and horse riding in Moreno Valley since 1987. Taking on the trails near Box Springs Mountain while being an active member at the Moreno Valley Equestrian Center. Gail and GP Bullfek FX, or Bo for short, will be joining the Rose Parade equestrians, trotting along Colorado Boulevard, showing off some special endurance outfit and tack. This is by no means Gail's first rodeo. Excuse the pun. But this will be Bo's first ride at the Rose Parade. So let's celebrate Bo's inaugural Rose Parade Wish them both good luck for the road ahead. Do you have a few words?
Well, to say I'm proud of my horse would be putting it lightly. I had his mother, and he was born at my house, so I've had him his entire life. And he's an endurance horse, and this will be the first time that the Versatile Arabian group, who features Arabians in different costumes, has ever had and featured an endurance horse. So just to give you an idea what endurance horses do, we do a little bit like this. So we can do up to 100 miles in a day, and that's what Bo does. Anyways, I'm very glad to be here. Thank you so much for honoring us. I appreciate it.
And we have a certificate for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, exciting stuff. The city of Moreno Valley is well represented, and for the second year in a row, going to be in the Rose Parade. So definitely looking forward to that. Make sure to tune your TVs that morning to check them out. And for our third presentation, which I don't believe was on the agenda, this is a little bit of a surprise, and I don't think he's expecting it, but a little early Christmas Day present for Mr. Mike Lee, our outgoing city manager. And yeah, let's give him a big round of applause, please. I was kind of torn because I was trying to figure out if it's something that we could do without putting it on the agenda so he wouldn't know. And so I'm sure these past week or two he's been like, wait, are they going to give me my proclamation? Or we're making it happen. We're making it happen. So just as we are kind of counting down the days here, a bittersweet moment, as we say a bittersweet goodbye to our city manager, Mike Lee. I want to share a few things about him and his accomplishments during his time here with the city of Moreno Valley. So with the city of Moreno Valley, we bid farewell to an exceptional leader, Mr. Mike Lee, as he retires after an extraordinary tenure spanning nearly 10 years with the city of Moreno Valley, including 5 years as city manager. Mike's visionary leadership, tireless dedication, and collaborative approach have been pivotal in achieving Moreno Valley's most significant economic growth in our history. His efforts to attract, retain, and expand businesses have resulted in consistent economic development, financial stability, and an improved quality of life for all of our residents. This wasn't always easy, right? It's always challenges that come up, but Mike finds a way to persevere and make it through no matter how difficult the moments might seem. And Mike Lee helped to navigate us through the COVID-19 pandemic. I still remember that night when we found out that the first plane back from Wuhan was gonna land right here at March Air Reserve Base, and we were on the phone trying to figure out how we were going to handle all the logistics of that, and you were at the helm. And that wasn't that long ago that we made it through that, and not just dealing with how to handle the beginning of the situation, but also the next 2 years of the pandemic. We're figuring out how we're going to take care of our constituents, whether that was giving out hand sanitizer or food to our seniors, you name it. There were so many things, the rental assistance program, the ARPA funds that we got from the federal government, figuring out how we were going to allocate and distribute that. And Mike Lee and his team, Brian Mohan, all the way down, did an exceptional job. And of course, Moreno Valley carried on coming out of the pandemic stronger than ever. We implemented infrastructure such as the pavement rehabilitation program, making the roads around the city safer for our residents. The city expanded into the digital age, creating Wi-Fi gardens at our local parks. The parks refurbishment program is a $6 million, I'm adding an extra zero in there, program to beautify and upgrade all of our city parks also. And of course, the mountain of awards and recognitions that Mike and his team have received via his amazing leadership throughout the city. It is a running gag, but jokes are funnier when they're true. Mike may be in need of a separate office just for all those awards and honors. Hopefully you can make a room at home now, and so you can take all those awards with you and take a look at them every now and then so you can remember us here in Moreno Valley. Through his guidance and the strong partnerships that he cultivated within City Hall and with regional, state, and national leaders, Moreno Valley has reached unparalleled heights, an accomplishment that few cities of our size can claim. His wisdom, hard work, and commitment have shaped our community in profound ways, and his legacy will continue to inspire us and leave a lasting impact on our community. So at this time, could you please give a big round of applause to Mr. Mike Lee, if you could please join me up at the mic. Mike, the city of Moreno Valley will deeply miss your leadership, but we wish you the very best in this well-deserved retirement. And what better way to send you off than with a proclamation reciting your achievements? And I have that right over here as promised. And I'll actually invite my colleagues if they could join us as we present this proclamation to you, Mike. And I'll read a little bit off of it. You know, these are lengthy. Whereas Mike Lee, as the city manager for the city of Moreno Valley, is entrusted with the efficient management of all city business and operations. Moreno Valley, being the second largest city in Riverside County and the 20th largest city in the state of California, presents a significant responsibility in managing the inner workings of this agency and our community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the city of Moreno Valley that we honor and recognize Mike Lee for his exemplary service, outstanding leadership, and significant contributions to the city and its economic development. His dedication and achievements have left an indelible mark on the community, and we extend our deepest appreciation and commendation. Congratulations, Mike. And we are going to turn the mic over to you. Oh, there we go. And joining us is Mike's wife, Brenda. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Brenda, and thank you for letting us borrow Mike for so many years and letting him spend all these years with the city of Moreno Valley. We know it's not easy. You know, Mike works late nights and has dedicated a lot of time and effort here. So we hope that you will enjoy this retirement and that you guys will get to travel and have a lot of fun together. So thank you so much for letting us borrow him for a few years. And Mike, without further ado, I'd love to give you the floor so you could share a few words if you'd like to.
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm gonna hold that.
Actually, hold on. I didn't know this was going to be on the agenda. I prepared some comments for my closing comments, but since the surprise. Mike, your leadership has been nothing short of extraordinary. While you've chosen to stay out of the spotlight, I know that much of the progress we celebrate as a city is because of your vision and tireless efforts. Your ability to bring businesses, jobs, and opportunities to Moreno Valley has transformed our community into a thriving place where people are proud to call home. I remember when my mom told me that you would be the next city manager. She had such high expectations for you. She knew that you would be great, and Mike, you have accomplished that. You could have accomplished all that we could ask for and more. Her confidence in you has been validated time and time again through the lasting impact you've made on the city. Every 4th of July, I hear the announcer along the parade route say, "Mike knows business and business knows Mike." It always brings a smile to my face because I know it's true. That saying perfectly sums up how you've been an incredible advocate for our business community and how much respect you've earned through your work. Personally, I'd like to thank you for the quiet but steadfast support you've given me as a council member. Your guidance, professionalism, and deep knowledge have helped me make informed decisions that serve the best interest of our residents. You've been a trusted partner who has always put Moreno Valley first, and I can confidently say that your work has made my job easier and more impactful. On behalf of the residents of Moreno Valley, I want to thank you for everything you've done for our city. You've left a legacy of hard work, dedication, and progress that will be felt for years to come. We wish you all the best in your next chapter of life, and while you may be leaving the city, you'll always be a part of our Moreno Valley family. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Brenda.
Well, I was going to save this for after, but since we have everybody's divided attention on you, I prepared something as well. But this is gonna go to the press. So, as the old saying goes, all good things must come to an end. City Manager Mike Lee has served our community for many years, and he will be missed. Mike made decisions with the citizens of Moreno Valley in mind. There are many people in this position, like his, that want to make a name for themselves or to bolster their personal resume, but not Mike. He made difficult and unselfish decisions on a daily basis for the citizens of Moreno Valley. He led his staff with an exceptional amount of knowledge and experience that most city would be envious of. His departure is bittersweet because he will leave a void in the city hall. Mike has worked hard to get where he is and deserves to spend time with his family and his wife. His legacy will be one of an exceptional amount of knowledge in the economic development field and his amazing negotiation skills. Good luck in your retirement, Mike. We will miss you. Congratulations, sir.
No, no.
You guys sit down, please. Sit down, please. Well, first of all, this is a surprise. It was not on the agenda, so you guys got me really, really good. All right. You know, it's been a dream career, spanning almost 30 years. And I started my career in Pomona, and I went to West Covina, and I came to this city, and I knew that somebody with my talent could do so much good in the city. And all the things that you guys mentioned, it's not possible if I don't have a dream leadership team. And thank you, the mayor and city council, for being there. I think Ulysses, you were there when the previous council selected me to be the city manager, along with Elena, your mother, also with Equestrian and some other people, and really giving me the opportunity to serve as a city manager position, and before I was the economic development director. And thank you for that trust, and the continued trust to believe in me and allowing me to do what I believe we're capable of. And a lot of people are at home and saying, hey, you know, some negative things about the city. We really have truly dedicated public servants with the mayor and all the council members here. And I have worked with a lot of council people in my whole 30-year career. We really have truly really good people. Now, sometimes they do argue. That's okay, because that's what democracy is about. But with that discussion, we come up with a better decision. So first of all, I do want to thank all of you for your support throughout all the years I've been here. So thank you so much, number one. And number two, I always say this is about teamwork. And what we have accomplished here is not possible if I don't have the best team. And I go down, every time we go to conferences, people are envious of what we're doing here. And I said, well, it's easy because I have the best team. We have some of the best on the executive team here. And you guys are truly professional in your field. You guys set the standard for your discipline in your field. You guys are the ones that are leading your field, either in finance or community development or public works or law enforcement or economic development, and also parks. I mean, and also city attorney, city clerk. I mean, you guys are truly so good, so talented, and we are so blessed in the city to have such talented staff. And I always say that, hey, right now there's
a huge need for talented staff, and these guys are always being called. Headhunters are calling these guys because they want what we have here, and we're so blessed. And I'm so blessed to have such a talented E-team, such a talented team of 402 employees. We have 402 employees servicing this city of 210,000 people, and we run one of the lowest model of employees per residence ratio everywhere. We run it at about 1.6, while other cities are running at 3 per 1,000. And what does that mean? That means we have fantastic employees. We're always looking for ways to be efficient, but also to deliver fantastic customer service. So I am grateful to you guys for working with me, and also, more importantly, to put up with me, because I'm a tough person to work for. So thank you, my E-team, and all the division managers, and all the 402 employees that we call the Myrna Valley family. And lastly, I'm be remiss if I don't say this, is that being in this field, it's a dedication for public service. And we make a lot of sacrifices. And we're here every Tuesday, while a lot of people are at home. They could be having dinners with their family, or tutoring their kids doing homework, or going to a soccer practice or whatever. And we miss those opportunities. And it's been 10 years of missing those opportunities. And we love this job. We love what we call public service. And I remember when you guys were sworn in, and what you both, all three of you said, it's about public service. And we're all public servants. And we can't do this job if we don't have the support system back home, either our family to really support us, to really look after if we have loved ones, because Brenda has been looking after my boys while I'm here on Tuesday nights, or sometimes other nights in which other meetings, so that I could dedicate my love of public service to this city. And I want to thank you, Brenda, for being there for me the whole time, and also for Ryan and Alex, my two boys, in which there's a lot of Tuesdays I miss, there's a lot of nights I miss, and Brenda's there to make sure that our boys are taken care of. And I just want to say, all of you guys, thank you, because we couldn't do this if we don't have a good support system with our family. So just tonight, if you go home, just take a little bit something from me, just go home and hug your family a little bit longer, because without them, we can't do what we love, which is a dedication to public service. So with that, thank you so much. Thank you for the proclamation. And thank you, Mayor, because I said I just want one thing, because those proclamations are really, really cool, and I finally got one. So yes, that's going to be, I'm not going to put any other stuff on, but I'm going to put that proclamation on my wall. So thank you so much.
Alrighty. And with that, we will conclude our special presentations for this evening, and we'll return in approximately 4 minutes for our regular council meeting. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the joint meeting of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley. The City Council receives a separate stipend from the Community Services District if any CSD business is conducted at this meeting. I now call this meeting to order on December 17, 2024 at 6:03 p.m. We will start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll start off with, the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Councilmember Erlan Gonzalez, followed by the invocation given by Dr. Mark Crum of Mark Crum Ministries. Councilmember?
Please all stand. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, Pastor.
Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight with praise and thanksgiving for, the blessings you bestowed upon the city of Moreno Valley. We receive your grace, your mercy, and your love. We continue to pray for people in authority, that decisions made will bring your will to pass on this earth. More specifically tonight, we pray for the mayor down to the crossing guards to protect our citizens. We truly appreciate it. Tonight, during this meeting, give us wisdom and knowledge to bring your will to pass in the decisions made, that your will be accomplished. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Gonzalez and Dr. Mark Crum of Mark Ministries. This brings us to item D, which is a roll call, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to our city clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz? Here. Councilmember Delgado?
Here, ma'am.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bernard is not here. And Mayor Cabrera.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That brings us to item E, motions to excuse absences. And at this time, I would like to make a motion to excuse Mayor Pro Tem Shalinda Bernard from this December 17th City Council meeting due to her participation in electoral certification in Sacramento. And I'm seeking a second.
She asked that we don't excuse it, that she wouldn't be on city business.
I'll turn to staff. According to the agenda, that's what I have here in the script.
She asked not to. She said it's not city business, and sometimes we'll be away, like when I'm away.
Well, it's going to depend on whether she requested it. It was my understanding that there was a request, but I'm probably wrong.
Does staff by chance know if there was a request to excuse the absence? If not, we can just move forward.
We can also excuse it the next.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Can we pause it?
Okay, yeah, there's no clear answer on this, so we'll just wait for the next meeting, and if we need to excuse the absence, then we could do it at that time. That brings us next to item F, staff introductions, please.
Patty Rodriguez, City Clerk.
Paul Bradvica, Deputy City Clerk.
Stephen Quintanilla, City Attorney.
Mike Lee, City Manager.
Brian Mohan, Assistant City Manager, Administration.
Lana Jimenez, Chief Financial Officer, City Treasurer.
Sean Kelleher, Assistant City Manager, Development.
Angelica Frausta-Lupo, Community Development Director.
Melissa Walker, Director of Public Works.
Jeremy Bubnick, Director of Parks and Community Services.
Robert Cardenas, Human Resources Director.
Keith Gemmel, Acting Economic Development and Housing Director.
Tim Browse for Captain Sarah Mack, Chief of Police.
And Jesse Park, Fire Chief.
Thank you very much, staff. It's always a pleasure to be in the chamber to conduct the city's business. And that brings us to item G, approval of order of agenda. Before I call for a vote on the approval of the order of the agenda, I would like to make a motion to continue items K1 and K3 to the January 7th, 2025 City Council meeting so that we have a full council present.
I'll second that.
I motion,
There's a
right? Did you
yeah,
motion or you needed a
yeah,
motion?
I made the motion and then a second by Councilmember Gonzalez. And before we call for the vote, are there any outstanding questions or comments from staff?
So is there a motion to, is there a motion to continue one item and a motion to table? Are they separate items? Because the item pertaining to the selection of Mayor Pro Tem, it's my understanding that we're going to continue that to the next regular meeting, whereas the item pertaining to the city manager's employment agreement, we're just going to table that. And the difference is that if you continue the item, there's debate over the issue of continuance. A motion to table takes precedence over any other motions, so there's no debate over it and no public comment on it.
Thank you very much, Mr. City Attorney. So then we'll do two separate motions. The first one, we'll take item K1, a motion to continue K1, the selection of Mayor Pro Tem, to the January 7th City Council meeting. That's a motion. I'm seeking a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Please call for the vote.
Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz?
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera?
Yes, and that passes unanimously. And we'll go ahead and move into the second motion. So at this time, I will make a motion to table item K3, and I'm seeking a second.
So moved.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Please call for the vote.
Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz?
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado?
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera?
Yes, and that passes unanimously as well. And we will go ahead and finalize item G, the approval of the order of the agenda. Looking up to the dais to see if there's any other requests from the council. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the order of the agenda, with the exception of the two items that we already took action on.
Motion to approve as stated.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Please call for the vote.
Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz?
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado?
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera?
Yes. That passes unanimously, and the order of the agenda is approved, with the exception of K1 and K3. That brings us to item H, which is public comments on matters that are not on the agenda. The city now offers language translation services through a free app called Wordly. The app automatically translates a variety of languages into English and vice versa. To use this service, please scan the QR code at the speaker's sign-up table. For the visually impaired, please use your earphones or earbuds to listen to the verbal translation. If you do not have any such listening devices, please let the city clerk know that you need to borrow one for the meeting, and we will accommodate accordingly. La ciudad ahora ofrece servicios de traducción de idiomas a través de una aplicación gratuita llamada Wordly. Si gustan usar este servicio, avísenle a la secretaria y entregue una tarjeta para hablar. Para usar la traducción, escanee el código QR que está en la mesa. Before we move on to public comments, I'd like to remind everyone to direct their comments to the City Council. For comments on items on tonight's agenda, each speaker will have a total of 3 minutes to comment. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak on non-agenda items?
Thank you, Mayor. We sure do. The first three speakers are Fred Banuelos, followed by Paul Lovato, followed by Al Music.
Good evening.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for the job they do, especially city staff over here, and then you on the dais. One of the things that I like, you guys are very transparent with the meetings, the videos. I like that you're not deleting them like Moreno Valley Unified School District. They're not showing our faces. And, you know, I like that you're very, you let me slide in as well to comment. There's 3 meetings tonight that I'm going to try to make. And it's very, I mean, I can't be at all of them, but I like that you let me put my slip in when I get here. K3, the only reason I want to mention that a little bit is because I'm not going to be here. I know that you tabled it, but I'm going into another meeting. I just want to speak on it. Roy Bleckert did a email, and I agree with his email, and I'll just leave it at that. I think that's it, guys. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. All right, got to go to my next meeting. Thanks.
The next three speakers are Paul Lovato, followed by Al Music, and Shamin Ahmed.
I like how you guys, everybody, people are leaving and you actually cared about them. And that brings a word that I love, familia, family. We're all family here, and we're here, and that's what counts. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor. Congratulations, Elena. Council Member Gonzalez. I was trying to remember your name, but you know how that goes. But God bless you guys. I appreciate you. And what I wanted to share with you is how important it is. How can we lead if we don't stand? Very clear. And the gift of discernment. How that we think before we speak, because once we say it, damage is done. And I don't care how many sorries you say, damage is done. So I came to tell you guys that I appreciate you. And I'm an Indian. I've been here 45 years. And to me, it's very important to do follow-up. Without follow-up, there's no integrity. So I see how you guys run this meeting, and I like it. And I like that, what it says up on that wall. In God we trust. How important that is. And Elena, your mom's looking down, and you're continuing her legacy. How awesome is that? I miss her. She would stop by. Paul, how you doing? I'm good, and I'm good. But I want to pray for you guys, and I came here to exhort you, to uplift you, to edify you, to encourage you that you continue to flourish. So I'm going to pray right now for every branch of military, men and women in Syria, Iran, Jerusalem. That's Israel. That's all. I can't even say the words. And of course, Ukraine. And people don't understand that our soldiers are there. And we need to pray for them. Pray for their minds, their hearts, their physical bodies. And again, how can we lead if we don't stand? The women today have no respect for men because they don't know how to lead. I'm not pointing fingers. I point them at me. I had to knock on doors twice and say I didn't know how to do it. But I thank you guys for the work that you do, and I'm going to pray right now. Father God, we check in with you. We acknowledge who you are, Father. We pray for protection of this city, for our nation, for the new leadership that's coming on board, Father. And if you didn't want the leadership that came on board, Father,
Thank you very much, Mr. Lovato. I apologize, but your 3 minutes is up. Yes, sir. Thank you.
The next three speakers are Al Music, followed by Shamin Ahmed, followed by Raj Desai.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to Honorable Mayor, Councilman, and every city officials, okay? My name is Al Masuk. I'm part of Morna Valley Sports Club. Some of you guys know me, some of you guys don't. Moreno Valley Sports Club is a 501c nonprofit organization since established in 2019. Since 2019, we have organized many sports events, tournaments. Our main goal is to bring health awareness, sports activity, physical activity, this type of awareness to all the ages in the community, not only in Moreno Valley, but also of Inland Empire. Last year, during this time, we came in front of the council and we asked the city council to have a badminton court in our Parks and Recreation Center. And with the help of our Parks and Community Service Director, Mr. Jeremy Bubnick, now we do have a badminton court, international level. Okay, every Friday we play 5 to 9 p.m. Not only the people of Moreno Valley City, but also from Paris, Fontana, Corona, Redlands, and many other people are coming to play badminton in Moreno Valley Parks and Recreation Center. Following up on that, now we are seeing that many people are interested, people are loving it. We are asking the city council to host a Inland Empire badminton tournament. So I think this will be a great idea. All the cities surrounding Moreno Valley, like we have City of Paris, we have Hemet, we have Redlands, we have Riverside, we have Corona, all the people from all the badminton lovers, all the sports enthusiasts, they will come to City of Moreno Valley because City of Moreno Valley is hosting the event. And we are already talking to some city officials like Honorable Mayor of Moreno Valley, Honorable Mayor of City of Paris. We've been talking to Mr. Equestrian Gutierrez, the county supervisor, then Corey Jackson, and they're like, you know what, that'll be a great idea. You know, all the city officials that comes in, all the city that bring their team in and say, hey, you know what, we'll all get together for a physical activity and sports awareness event. And we want to, from Moreno Valley Sports Club, we want to be part of that organized City of Moreno Valley hosting this first ever cities badminton tournament.
Thank you.
The next three speakers are Shameen Ahmed, followed by Raj Desai, followed by Koi Go.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Councilman, and all the city staff. I'm from Moreno Valley City, Moreno Valley Sports Clubs. We are actually, we like to hold a tournament, badminton tournament. You guys gave us the court. Right now we are doing only once a week, Friday, 5 to 9. There's so many people there coming, so we are asking if you can do maybe one more days. We have people coming from everywhere. I mean, so everybody was asking if we can do one more time, so we are requesting if we can do one more time. And also, if we can host a badminton tournament, that city maybe can help us out, giving us, you know, if you provide us with the court for maybe Saturday, Sunday event. So that's why why we are here for. Those two things, if we could just get one more days and the city can, help us to do the tournament. We have so many people supporting us, so many people are coming to play. That's it. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
The next three speakers are Raj Desai, followed by Koi Go, and followed by Seth Cox.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm just here to support badminton, and I want to thank you, the mayor, for starting the badminton court in Moreno Valley. I used to drive for almost 45 minutes to 30 minutes every day from City of Moreno Valley to Pomona, Redlands. That's the closest place we can find a court to play. So first of all, thank you. And if we can increase another day, that would be awesome, because of Friday night being the heavy traffic and between 5 and 8, not everybody gets off at time, So if we can add another day, that would be great. And hosting an event will be a big promotion for the city and for badminton and promoting the health itself. And not to mention that sports brings most communities together. So I want to support Marina Valley Sports Club for bringing up this agenda to the city of today. So thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you for everyone. Happy holiday for everyone. Thank you. Same idea. Yeah. We are here to.
You could speak into the mic, please,
Yeah.
and we'll start your 3 minutes.
Yeah, we're here to ask for favor city of Moreno Valley to open the badminton tournament. And one more thing, one more day for badminton court. Yes, that's all we need. The same idea with my friend. Yeah, we always have a traffic every Friday. It takes me about 40 minutes to get here. So if we miss the Friday, so we have to wait for next week. So we would like one more day for badminton court, please. Thank you. Happy holiday, everyone.
The next three speakers are Seth Cox, followed by Jason Go, followed by Ripavan Kayan.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, staff. Seth Cox, District 3. A thank you and a welcome and a topic. I'll start with a thank you. Thank you to Sean Kelleher. He's been my unofficial handler. When I have questions, I send him a list of questions. He answered every one of them, found out information. The ones we needed to follow up on, he's following up. So that's all I've ever asked. Acknowledgement, answers, and we continue on. The welcome, District 3. Welcome. Put your boots on. Okay. The third one is the ad hoc subcommittee homeless topic that came up a couple of months ago. I just want to make sure it doesn't get forgotten and postponed any longer. Our District 3 person is here. That's the reason that you deferred it. So now we are going into 2025. Hopefully it won't take long to have that ad hoc committee up and operational. I guess that's all I have for the, not on the agenda, but I'll be back a little later. Thanks.
The next three speakers are Jason Go, followed by Ripavan Kayan, followed by Taylor Ramaz.
Greetings, City Council. I'm just here for the sport of badminton too. Obviously, I'm the youngest person that's speaking, so I feel like it's just a really good opportunity to bring also young people and high school students together. And I feel like it kind of, with the amount of schoolwork I have, it kind of relieves stress as well. Also bringing the community together because I'm Vietnamese, and I think you can see that like it brings like communities like the Chinese and like different Asian groups, while also like I see a lot of Mexican people playing and then a lot of white people playing as well, if you want to look at it like that. And just more, we also come from Highland, me and my dad as well, so I feel like it's also a great opportunity to play badminton. So yeah, thank you for your time.
The next three speakers are Ripavan Kayan, followed by Taylor Ramaz, followed by Asum Ahmed.
Hello everyone, I'm Pawan. I'm here to Moreno Valley Sports Club Badminton. Here we are enjoyed the game and sports support each other, and also here they celebrate great badminton sportsmanship, and we are all enjoy to play the game. So that's why we need a tournament to play. Best of luck all the team members, and happy Christmas. Thank you guys. Thank you.
The next two speakers are Taylor Ramaz, followed by Absun Ahmed.
Thank you for City of Moreno Valley. Thank you for everyone. So I'm actually come from City of Paris. I heard the City of Moreno Valley arranged the badminton. So I am come from badminton family. So I love badminton. I have two kids. They love the badminton. I have one grandkids. They play with me always the badminton. So I just say thank you for City of Monroe Valley, everyone. So they arrange the badminton and keep going. Thank you for everyone. Thanks for arrange the badminton tournament. Thank you.
The next two speakers are Asun Ahmed, followed by Luis Palomares.
Hi, the mayors and all the city members. Nice to come over here. First time for me. I'm kind of excited today. Well, like, you know, when I heard that you guys are all together planning for a badminton tournament, and it makes me so happy that I'm from the boyhood, I'm a badminton lover, and you know what the things sports make the community together, and badminton is one of the game. It makes us so much fit than any other game, and when any sports event arranged, the people came together, and I wish the Monroe Valley, when this is my second time, I went last week, and I see the very less people. That's why it makes me upset, because I want more people to see in the gym. That's why the tournament is the way that people from all over, they know that, oh, there's a gym over there, and let's go. And that makes more people to come together, and more friendship, more relation, and community when it's together, even is this community and other community together, everything goes a peaceful city and peaceful community all over. We want a world without, you know, not hate each other, loving each other. Thank you so much.
The next three speakers are Luis Palomares, followed by Bob Palomares, followed by Roy Bleckert.
Is Ms. Palomares here with us? If not, we can, looks like Mr. Palomares is gonna.
Good evening. Congratulations to all those that won. I'm glad we got a full council now. Now we can get down to some business. I wanted to kind of bring it to you, Ed. I heard about the site, I guess the San Bernardino side of Ritchie Canyon, the donkeys, that they're going to start moving them out of there, huh? There's a nonprofit coming out of Texas that was hired, I guess, by, or not hired, I think they're doing it for free by the San Bernardino County to round them up. And from what I heard is, I think they're taking them to Texas. So I don't know on the riverside, you know, what they're going to do. Maybe Donkeyland can, I don't know what's happened with them, but because they were asking about another, if there's other nonprofits that would help, and I thought of Donkeyland, but I don't know what's going on there. And anyway, I forgot to always say thank you to our first responders. I think of them every day because they do a hell of a good job. I know they've been, especially Sheriff's Department, on the drugs. They made a big bust here locally at one of the businesses, which is good. You know, we have enough problems. We don't need no drugs, and they do a great job. Thank you.
The next speaker is Roy Bleckert.
The Spanish translation on the screen's pretty cool. I wonder how that got there. Also, I didn't know badminton was such a thing, but you learn something every day. Just as I mentioned from the back, Louise and Joanne are at the Crime Syndicate, because of course we got 3 meetings going on along with Valverde Unified. Other than Miss Baca, and I know Mr. Ed and Jesus up there said they were going to do something, but they flushed it down the toilet. It's a big reason why this city is still a joke. Number 2, you should explain, and when that agenda item comes up today, first, you should read the email that I sent you. Second, you should play the recording that I made of my public comments on the closed session of K3, because you know the reason why it's being continued, and it's not because the other council member isn't here. if this city is ever going to go anywhere, and it's been, you want to go the tradition of December 3rd, 1984, and I will tell you, I'm still here, this city was started illegally down at the county. The first council meeting, now where Blackberry is, was done illegally, and they illegally appointed a mayor. That's how we got started out, and you're keeping the tradition going. When does it stop? It stops when you five get your act together. And you should reread that oath of office that you took, swearing an oath of office to the Constitution of the United States and the state of California. We have entrusted you to do what's right for everybody in this city. When that thing came on as the agenda item on the closed session about the city manager and what was going on, with no explanation or nothing, and then all of a sudden this, and then all of a sudden you tried pulling what was on the agenda today that is flat unconscionable. You can talk in platitudes and this and that. We have the evidence. We have the receipts. So let's pledge from this day forward, we're not going to pull this crap anymore. We're not going to run us back and forth all across the city just because you can. I know you get a big chuckle about it, but it needs to stop.
Mayor, that concludes all of public comments on items not on the agenda.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk, and thank you to all of our public speakers for coming out this evening as well. That brings us to item I, which is the joint consent calendars. And before I open the consent calendars for public comment, I will look to my colleagues on the dais to see if there are any items that they wish to remove from the consent calendar for separate action.
I don't want to remove any for separate action, just two for comment, if that's okay.
Sure thing. Which two items are those?
I-12, I-15.
I-12 and I-15, okay. And then if it's okay, maybe we do public comment and then we can make comments during deliberation. Okay. So I have I-15 and I-12. Are there any other items? I will be making brief comments as well on items I-11, I-14, and I-17 when we get to deliberation as well. Okay. Seeing no other requests from the council, we'll go ahead and call up our public speakers. Madam Clerk, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. Our first speaker is Seth Cox.
Make sure that your microphone is on. There we go.
It is now. Speaking about I-8, which is the expense register, I want to let you know there are people that read it, me being one. I think as we move forward, we need to have a little bit more discussion on items and expenses. Okay? I'll bring up a few tonight in my 2 minutes and 19 seconds. The first one, if I read it correctly, so far since July the 1st and the end of October, we have allocated $461,000 plus to Salvation Army for, what is it, work to home program? Can we get some metrics on what the city is actually gaining by us funneling money, grant money, not the city money, it's grant money, it's your tax dollars, what we're getting for it? How's it benefiting the city? That's my question. Okay, that's number one. The second one is also grant money. So far, a little over $2.1 million to a ASES expanded learning program. I would like to know, again, what is the city, what's the value to the city, what are we gaining, and is it aligned with the Moreno Valley Unified School District in any way? Okay. They have a big budget over there, so why are we funneling money through a grant for kids also? I'm not against it, I just want to discuss it, okay? Those are the first two. Wow, got to speed it up. The other one is the actual cost of our police department. Okay, we have a big budget for Sheriff's of Riverside County to be our police force. But if you read through the registry every month it comes out, there are these extraneous expenses for the police department. We buy motorcycles, we service motorcycles, we buy equipment, we buy books, we send policemen to motor traffic training school. That last one there, shouldn't they be furnishing us qualified police people? Again, what's the delineation of what we're responsible for paying as operational costs versus the big RSU, the big budget that they have? And I ran out of time, as usual.
That concludes public comments, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. So with that, we will go ahead and move into any council deliberation, any comments, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to Councilmember Delgado for items I-12 and item I-15.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I just want to comment and thank dire need of those. So hopefully it passes tonight. And I-15, the steeplechase, it's been a long time coming. I know Melissa's been working on that for a long time, since you probably arrived, but those folks over there are extremely happy that this is beginning the start of a new street there, and they're in dire need of repairs. So there's a little give and take, and we all know what that is, but the trees there and then the roads. So they're competing for the space. So thank you, Melissa. And
Thank you, Councilmember. And just a few brief remarks for items I-11, I-14, and I-17. First up, I-11, that is an allocation of funds that we are receiving from both the federal and state governments for a child care program that is administered through the city of Moreno Valley. That is $950,000 that the city is receiving, and that will go toward programs or programming for children from ages starting at 4 months all the way up to 12 years old. So well done to our city staff. Thank you for securing those funds and helping out children in our community. Second one, I-14, is related to pavement rehabilitation. I know we're all huge fans of potholes, but we are getting more roads fixed. So this is an award of contract for using CDBG funding that we get from the federal government to pave more roads around the city. So definitely looking forward to that. Again, a shout out to our staff. And then finally, item I-17 is a $200,000 allocation of funds that the city is receiving. This is going to go toward helping, I believe it's MVU customers, if I remember correctly. So anyone that lives within the Moreno Valley Utility, Moreno Valley Electric Utility service area, this is going to go toward paying for EV chargers at your residence. So again, it's a total of $200,000. And if anybody is interested, please reach out to the city. Please call City Hall if you live within the MVU service area, and we'll make sure to get that information, especially if you already have an EV or if you're planning on getting an electric vehicle and you need help paying for the EV charger at home. This is going to be able to help you. So definitely excited about that. So then I'll conclude my comments on the consent calendar, and I'll bring it back to the dais to see if there are any other comments. If not, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the consent calendars.
Make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Please vote.
Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz?
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado?
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Yes.
And Mayor
Yes.
Cabrera?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That passes unanimously. And that brings us next to item J, which is the public hearings. And we have item J1, which is a public hearing for the annual action plan for program years 2025 through 2026 to adopt the 25-26 objectives and policies. And we'll turn it over to the Assistant City Manager, Mohan, for a report.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. So tonight is the beginning of a very long process. That very long process as a HUD entitlement city is to go through the proposed CDBG home ESG grants objectives and policies for the program year that will begin July 1st of 2025. If you recall, we received roughly 1.9 million in CDBG, about 700,000 in home, and a little less than 200,000 in ESG. What this particular item would do would be to develop the consolidated plan, the one-year action plan, along with the public engagement that is required pursuant to the Housing and Urban Development, which is a federal department. There is a list of preliminary events within the staff report to show all of the public engagement that would need to occur, along with the proposed objectives and policies that we would need to follow as a city in order to meet our required objectives through HUD, as well as get to culmination through an allocation to subrecipients sometime before the end of June 30th. With that, that concludes my comments in my presentation. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you very much, ACM Mohan. That brings us next to any council's questions of staff, if desired. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak?
We have one. I don't know if she's here yet. Luis Palomares.
It doesn't look like she's here at the moment. And we don't have any other public speakers, so we will go ahead and close the public testimony portion at this time. And we'll bring it back up to the dais for any council comments or deliberation if desired. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve item J, or to approve staff's recommendations, and seeking a second.
Second?
We need a motion.
A motion to approve J1.
Okay.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Please vote. My fault.
Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera.
Yes. And that passes unanimously. Next up, item J2, development agreement. And we will turn it over to community development. Is this going to be Angelica? All right. We'll turn it over to Angelica for a staff report.
Thank you and good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. Angelica Frausto-Lubo, Community Development Director. The item before you is a development agreement for a freeway-oriented sign. This development agreement establishes standards for the installation of a freeway-oriented sign and outlines the community benefit and other provisions of the agreement for your consideration. The term of the draft agreement is for 30 years. Before moving further into the presentation, for the record, I need to note that the staff report and ordinance reference different dates for the Planning Commission meeting when the item was held. The public hearing was held on November 21st, 2024. The project site is located off of Spruce Avenue, just north of State Highway 60 and west of Redlands Boulevard. And you can see the site is outlined in red there. The proposed sign is to be located on the southwest corner of the RV and boat storage facility on Spruce Avenue, as shown in red on the slide. So you'll see the line that is perpendicular to Spruce there, in red again. The proposed freeway-oriented sign has a maximum height of 50 feet and is proposed to be designed as shown on the slide. The digital sign's face dimensions would be 14 feet in height by 48 feet in width. The freeway-oriented sign will be positioned on two 36-foot tall poles with a fabricated aluminum cover. A 6-foot by 15-foot logo cabinet sign would be affixed to the poles under the digital display sign with the words StoreQuest RV and Boat Storage digitally printed on it. And staff recommends that the City Council adopt a resolution to A, determine the development agreement, Pen 24-0080, is categorically exempt from the provisions of the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, and CEQA guidelines as a Class 32 exemption infill development projects in accordance with CEQA guidelines, Section 15332, and B, approved development agreement, Pen 24-0080 by ordinance. I'm happy to answer any questions, and also the applicant's representatives are here to help answer any questions as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that staff report. And at this time, I'll bring it back up to the dais for any council questions of staff.
I have a question.
Okay.
As far as the height, is in comparison to the Auto Mall one on Myrtle Beach, is it very similar, or as far as height? I know they said it was 50 feet, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Or comparable?
There are two other signs. I don't have the exact height of the Auto Mall signs, but the other two digital signs in the city, this one is comparable. So for example, the north sign by the Golden Corral, that height is 15 feet. And then the mall sign, the pole is approximately 33 feet.
And this one's 50, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
And just to clarify, so the pole signs that I just mentioned, in addition, the sign is above it. So I actually, if I can do some quick math, so the pole height, maximum height on the north sign is 30 feet, and the mall sign is about 70 feet, but some of it is below grade.
Thank you.
I have one question. The lumens, the power of this, it's a digital sign. So do we have the ability to lower the brightness of it, like in the middle of the night, or if we determine that it's too bright for the oncoming traffic or whatever?
As I understand, we will be able to make those adjustments. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
How would those adjustments be made? Would we be able to, or we would have to request it of the owner?
I believe we would need to request of the owner, and I can have them clarify when it's.
Do we have limits currently in our code?
Well, as an example, I do have a slide. I can forward here real quick. So there was a light study that was done. So it's a little bit difficult to see, but basically what you're seeing here is I apologize because I don't want to misspeak. It's the foot candles. So for example, in a shopping center, it's a half-foot candle is standard for a shopping center. This is a quarter, so it's much less.
Thank you.
There's all my questions as well. Thank you.
And as part of this project, are there any requirements or conditions in here that would allow the city, for example, to advertise anything on the board itself, or any other kind of, I guess, benefits per se that the city would have as part of this?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So some of the benefits for the city, so the city will receive a one-time donation of $500,000 to the Moreno Valley Foundation. The city also will receive a 20% profit sharing for the life of the term, and that's 20% per year. And that's the draft development agreement is at 30 years. And as well, the city will be able to use the sign for advertisements and announcements as well.
Thank you very much.
What
Another
happens at
question?
the end of the 30 years?
Well, we can choose to renegotiate the term, the agreement.
And if we don't, would it come down?
I believe so, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Director. Are there any other questions from the council before we move into public comment? Okay. Seeing none, we will go ahead and move into public comment at this time. We will open the public hearing. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak?
Thank you, Mayor. We do. David Seitz is our speaker.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I am speaking as a Northeast resident, not as a planning commissioner. In our 2006 GPU, there are policies basically stating that we will not obstruct views of mountains, would not obstruct views of Mystic Lake. Basically, it's a scenic or a nighttime protection for the nightlights of the north end of the city. I can give you the numbers of what those policies are if you wish. It's 7-73 or 7.73, 7.4, 7.5, and 2.10.7. I understand having a billboard down closer to the mall. It's lit, it's bright. They don't really affect anybody. I feel that that area has not been properly notified. I understand we do have a certain amount of footage that we notify to, but you have to realize that this sign is going to be seen all over the east end of town. I think we need a wider recognition for people to know what to do. They're asking for a fill-in. I'm not quite sure how that works out because it's a sign, there's no other billboards down there, so what would be fill-in, and most of it's empty lots. It's asking for an exemption from an EIR. I believe we need to have that EIR to make sure that it is not going to affect the residents that are actually miles away from that, but will have to stare at it. It'll light up their view from their houses. People bought in the north end, northeast, north-south, at end of town for the rural atmosphere. Not to have a billboard stuck in the middle of it that's going to advertise some insurance company, some marijuana company, some whatever it may be used for. I understand there is a public announcements, but you can do that with a small Caltrans sign that lights up for emergencies. I don't think it's proper for the area. I think we should not exempt it from the EIR. I think we should have them do an EIR and see what kind of effect it's going to have, because it's going to be a beacon on that entire east end of town. There is nothing up there that's lit that far. Also, if you look back real quick on the warehouses, they had to go back through and redo all their parking lot lighting and all their lighting to get them low enough to meet the 2006 general plan update. I don't think that has been considered in this. So please look into that, at least not give them the exemption on the EIR. Thank you.
The next speaker is Bob Palomares.
Yeah, I went to the Planning Commission when this was brought up, and I think it was approved 6-1. I know the lighting, they had mentioned that it's adjustable, you know, and the people that were presenting it, you know, they made it sound, you know, we're going to do everything you want us to do, and everything was covered. So they're not asking the city for any money. You know, the mall sign, we paid for it, the city, cost us $250,000. So discriminate, you know, on these people here. It's adjustable, the lighting, that seems to be the concern. and it's not going to obstruct anything. I mean, if you're driving through the freeway, you're going to see a sign and you're gone. So I think it's fair to allow them to put up their sign. Thank you.
That concludes public comments.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. So at this time, we will go ahead and close the public testimony portion, and we'll bring it back up to the dais. And at this time, I look to my colleagues to see if there's any council deliberation, any comments desired. Councilmember Delgado.
Yeah, so I will comment on this, and you know, I heard the public speakers, and we did do our homework. We did look at all of the mitigating factors regarding the lighting and the obstructions, and we couldn't really find any deal breakers because they're able to tone that down. And they said that they would do that at our request and without question. So, and as far as the obstruction, it's facing east and west, and the mountains are north. So, and my point to that, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you that this is we did think about this, and we did bring it up, and staff went back to the developer, the folks that are requesting this, and they assured us that they're able to do that. So. I think they did a good job of making it modern looking. Our city is growing. There's going to be much more development in that area south of Redlands Boulevard within the next few years, and I think this is just the beginning of the modern Moreno Valley coming out to that area. So I think that's it, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember.
I also watched the Planning Commission. The Planning Commissioners asked excellent questions. I heard from the applicant, everything they asked, it was addressed. I'm excited about being able to engage with the community more. I get responses on social media when I post our events, and I hear, oh, we didn't know. So another chance to be able to share with the community the excellent events that the city has here at City Hall, at the amphitheater. The color run was one of the events where people were asking, when was that? I didn't. So an opportunity to be able to engage more with our community and not having to pay for that advertising, I think was really what pushed us over for me. So I'm excited to bring this development agreement, and I'm in support of it. So thank you.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Can I have the applicant come up if he has a?
Absolutely. We have Jeremy Kraut here with us this evening.
Hi, Jeremy. Can you just describe kind of the from the developer applicant perspective, kind of the vision of the sign and?
Sure, and again,
why there?
Oh, yeah, sure. Jeremy Crowd, EPD applicant's representative, Mayor, Council. Thanks for considering this evening. Appreciate the comments from the community and the Planning Commission. When I think, as we heard, they had a lot of good questions, and appreciate that. So the vision or the idea from the owner's perspective, they've owned the property. They're at the storage site for many years, and they see this as an opportunity along the freeway to bring both information via the ability to have the city put messaging on the board as well. Of course, having the advertisement opportunity that would bring revenue that is shared with the city. I think that's really the big component to this, where many cities that are along very busy freeways throughout the Southern California corridors, and you see them in Northern California, there's often a sharing of revenue because it is community space, it's public space that's out there. And so many cities that take that opportunity to allow for some advertisement, of course limited because there are only certain areas where you can do this. And we've worked with Caltrans to make sure that this is one of them. And through that, they can do the advertisement availability of messaging and then share that revenue with the city, which the city can then do for a long-term plan for that revenue to use towards community services and other funds that are needed for the city. That's in addition to the one-time payment to the foundation, which of course is a major benefit to the city, and we see the foundation as a good partner to the city as well. Hopefully, I don't know if that addresses the question. Thank you, Councilmember.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And actually, that brought up another question in my mind, just to better understand the 20% profit share in this project. Where will those funds go? Where will that 20% go? Is it going to go into the general fund? Is it going to go into the community foundation?
Thank you, Mayor, council members. With any new revenue stream, we'd have to take a look at how much that is actually making. And just with any budgetary item, that revenue would then be budgeted within the next budget cycle. So depending on when we start receiving that, our budget cycles are 2 years, but we do come back every quarter. And so once we start seeing that, we can go ahead and start using it as program revenue as opposed to one-time funds such as the initial payment to the Moreno Valley Community Foundation. But it would be general funds.
Got it. Thank you, Brian. Okay, and just before we take a motion, a couple of comments here as well. Appreciate the applicant and the developer bringing this forward. We have a couple of these signs in the city already, and other than I think the one at the dealership over on the east end, this would be the only other one over on that side, and this one would be on the opposite side, on the north side of the freeway. So everybody primarily coming in from the east would see that sign as soon as they come into the city. So I think this is a good project. I'm really glad to see that not only is the applicant bringing a project to the city, but also doing some community benefits as part of it as well. And not just the one-time, $500,000, which is significant, but also the 20% profit share for 30 years. That's really appreciated. So the only other thing I would say, because I am empathetic to the concerns about, the light pollution and anything like that, I know we control that within our code. So looking at the map of, how far the light would go and what areas would be affected directly in that vicinity, in the future where there is development, especially any sensitive receptors that might come in within that radius, like residential uses, for example, that, we might look at maybe dimming the lights at certain hours of the day, like, the nighttime hours, for example. So just something to consider. But I like the project. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion and a second.
So I'll motion to approve staff's recommendations, both A and B.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Please vote.
Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado,
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Yes.
and Mayor Cabrera.
Yes. And that passes unanimously with 4 yeses. Next, we move on to item K, which is general business, and K1 was continued to the next council meeting, and that brings us next to item K2, which is approve and adopt a city logo shirt policy for the council-appointed boards, commissions, and committees. And we'll turn it over to, is this ACM Mohan? Okay, we'll turn it over to ACM Mohan for a staff report.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. If you recall, last council meeting, we were here to discuss a potential a policy related to logoed shirts for boards, commissions, and committees. That staff report had certain criteria within it, and that criteria has been used to, in essence, create the policy itself. So what this particular action would do tonight would be to set a new policy related to city logoed shirts for council member or for council appointed boards, commissions, and committees. The number of shirts that would be issued would be 2 shirts per appointee. And then depending on whether or not they are chair or vice chair or move between those from a regular committee member to a vice or chair, additional shirts would be available. The other thing that they would need to be able to do is to utilize our apparel store that our staff use as well, just to ensure that the embroidery matches the required policy. Other than that, it's a very simple policy, and the cost will actually be borne by the department that is a liaison to any board, commission, and committee. With that, I'm available for any questions.
Thank you very much, ACM Mohan. Next up, any council questions of staff if desired? Seeing none, we will go ahead and move into public testimony. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak?
Thank you, Mayor. We do. Carlos Garcia.
Hi, my name is Carlos Garcia. I recently made an application to be a planning commissioner. So since you guys are talking about the shirts, I was hoping you guys could get a chance to make it purple. So maybe that could be an option for you guys to make the shirts purple. And that would be it.
Thank you. Do we have any other requests to speak?
That concludes public testimony, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. And that brings us to any council deliberation, if desired, before we entertain a motion and a second. And I guess I will say I like the color purple, right? So I appreciate that, Carlos. But I think ultimately it's going to be up to the commissioners, right? And they're going to decide amongst themselves what colors that they're going to get. So yeah, I support this. I think it's long overdue. Glad to see it. And yeah, looking forward to it. So any other council members?
So thank you so much for bringing this forward. I've been an advocate. We've been talking about it in Library Commission. We've been talking about it in Environmental Historical Preservation Board, who are the ones who actually asked for this. We had back and forth, so kudos to our engaged commissioners who don't put down the torch, but they keep on moving forward. You did it. Can't wait to see the Environmental Historical Preservation has chosen black. The Library Commission has chosen teal. And so I look forward to seeing them very soon in these new apparel. So I enthusiastically motion to approve K2.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any further deliberation before we call for the vote? Seeing none, please call for the vote.
Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz.
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado.
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera.
Yes. And that passes with 4 yeses as well. Next up, K3 was tabled to the future. And next item on our agenda is item L, which is the Regional Commission Committee and Board reports. We do have a few this evening. I'll turn it over to Councilmember Delgado first for the March Joint Powers Commission.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And tonight I'm providing an update for the March Joint Powers Commission meeting that was held on Wednesday, December 11th. We heard our updates about the Riverside National Cemetery and U.S. Vets March Veterans Village. We approved the 25-26 recognized obligation payment schedule. And finally, we approved the Amazon's request to replace one of their air transportation providers with another airline to comply with the exact same terms, restrictions, and operating schedule. And that concludes my update on the last March Joint Powers Commission meeting that was held on Wednesday, December 11th. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Delgado. Next up, we have 3 other reports, and seeing as Mayor Pro Tem Bernard is not here, I'll be doing the reports for Riverside Transit Agency as well as the Riverside County Habitat Conservation Agency and the Riverside County Transportation Commission. So I'll start off with RCTC. This was an update, or this is an update from our meeting that was held on December 11th. The commission awarded an agreement to Jacobs Engineering Group to prepare the plans, specifications, and estimates for the State Route 79 Realignment Project, Segment 3 Construction Package Number 1, from Newport Road to Simpson Road in the County of Riverside in the amount of $13,376,400. The commissioners also elected Karen Spiegel as chair for 2025. That concludes my report on the last RCTC meeting. The next report is from the Riverside Transit Agency Board Administration and Operations Committee held on December 11th. The committee approved updated Human Resources Policy Section 5-5, Deferred Compensation. The committee authorized staff to add 4 vehicle transfer applications to the RTA's retired vehicle recipient waitlist in accordance with the RTA's vehicle transfer policy. That concludes the report from the last RTA Board Administration and Operations Committee meeting. And then the last report is from the December 12th meeting for the Riverside County Habitat Conservation Agency, RCHCA. At the RCHCA Board of Directors meeting, the reports for financial, contracts and grants, Stevens Kangaroo Rat, fee collections, and reserve management and monitoring efforts, reserve management for the Southwestern Riverside County Multi-Species Lake Matthews Reserves, Reserve Management Coordinating Committee, Stevens Kangaroo Rat recovery efforts were received and filed. Additionally, staff recommendations were approved for the following: schedule of Board of Directors meetings for 2025, election of leadership for calendar year 2025, Cajalco Road Widening and Safety Enhancement Project Section 4F, proposed de minimis use for Lake Matthews Estelle Mountain Core Reserve. The board meeting ended when one of the board members present had to leave the meeting. The remaining items on the agenda, Educational Outreach Program Activities Update, and RCHCA Board of Directors voting bylaws were tabled for the next RCHCA Board of Directors meeting due to an unforeseen lack of quorum. The next meeting will be held on February 13th, 2025 at 11:30 a.m. at the WRCOG building located at 3390 University Avenue in Riverside. And that'll conclude those 3 reports for this evening, and it doesn't look like we have any more for tonight. So, we have one more? Oh, that's right. We have a report, an update from the School District City Joint Task Force from Councilmember Blanca Santa Cruz.
Thank you. The School District City Joint Task Force meeting met today, this afternoon, at noon. Many members attended, and there were updates, including updates from the city manager's office about the snow day and holiday tree lighting ceremony held on Saturday, November 7th. That was a success with many residents in attendance. The event also celebrated the city of Moreno Valley's 40th anniversary during the holiday tree lighting ceremony. The city of Moreno Valley also commended City Manager Mike Lee for his dedicated service. Mike has been with the city since 2015, initially serving as Economic Development Director, and has held the position of City Manager since January of 2020, and the city is celebrating his retirement. The police department reported that they have held several successful events, including their Faith and Blue in the Oasis Community Church, the Trunk or Treat here in front of the police station, and Shop with a Cop on Saturday, December 7th with partners Walmart, Target, and the Moreno Valley Mall. Additionally, they're currently still running their Operation Holiday Cheer, where residents can donate new unopened toys. There is a box for donations at several locations throughout the city, including City Hall and MJS Balloon Creations on Sunnymead Boulevard. The Transportation Engineer Department shared that they are implementing new traffic patterns across Moreno Valley for the upcoming holidays to ensure road safety. And additionally, they're installing the new speed cushions throughout the city that will help public safety go through the streets while slowing down traffic and not slowing down our fire trucks. Parks and Community Services will be hosting 3 winter camp sessions at the Teen Spot at the Conference and Rec Center. The sessions are scheduled for the 3 weeks that the children are off school in Moreno Valley Unified, which will be next week, the following week, and the week of January 6th. More information is on the website. The city will be doing the Hike to Hidden Springs on Saturday, January 25th, starting at 7:30 a.m. Meet at Hidden Springs Park. The annual Multicultural and Art Festival is scheduled for March 8th in the amphitheater. And additionally, the Sunshine Extravaganza, which is an adaptive egg hunt for those with disabilities, will be at the Conference Center on March 15th. So this event will be one of the first where those with special needs and that cannot otherwise participate in our teen, child, or adult egg hunts will be able to participate. So I look forward to seeing this and hopefully expanding this Sunshine program throughout the city. Think Together reports that they are partnering with Valverde Unified to host a social emotions program for children facing emotional challenges. It is an after-school program beginning throughout Valverde Unified in January. They also have shared the success that they have opened a laundromat to assist families and employees with students in the district, and it is located at Tomas Rivera Middle School's Family Engagement Community Resource and Learning Center on Martin Street in Paris, and the laundromat has so far successfully completed 28,000 loads of laundry free of charge, no charge for washing, no drying. The soap and all supplies are also available at no cost. You do need to make an appointment, and they will be closed on Christmas, but they will be open during the week between when the school is off on the other days. Moreno Valley College reports that their iMake Innovation Center is on the first floor of their Science and Technology building, and that anybody interested in coming down to create a last-minute Christmas gift is welcome. Additionally, that the college is partnering with the UDW to create learning pathways in nursing, phlebotomy, ESL, basic student preparation courses, and much more starting in the spring. The next meeting for this task force will be February 20th, 2024 at the Moreno Valley Conference and Rec Center, and that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. That brings us to item M, which is the Employee Association report. We don't have one this evening, which brings us to the final Mike Lee's famous city manager's report.
Great, thank you, Mayor, Council Member. Actually, 3 items tonight. First of all, congratulations on the re-election, Mayor. Congratulations, Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz. Congratulations on your re-election, and also Councilmember Gonzalez. Congratulations on elected to being on the council. And what you'll find with the rest of the council, have found, is that you have a very talented staff to support you with the office of the mayor and city council, city clerk's office, but also this E-team behind you. And I mentioned I've been doing this for 30 years. You really have some of the best in the business. So we're very, very blessed and fortunate to have such a talented staff to support you. So, but once again, congratulations on all your re-election. A second thing is, really happy holidays to the residents and the business community in Moreno Valley. And just a reminder, when you go Christmas shopping, please do shop locally, because that's important. We want to keep our tax dollars local. And this being my last meeting as your city manager, I just want to conclude that the future is bright for this city. There are so many exciting projects that are coming to the city, and next year you're going to see all the different things that are going to be coming. Some of them go before you, and a lot of grand openings that's going to be happening. And I'm quite excited for the future of this city. And, as public servants, we always want to leave the city a little bit better where we started. And thank you for allowing me to really serve this community. And I think in the past 10 years, starting as a CDD director, economic director, and also a city manager the past 5 years, I think I was able to do that. And I won't be here, but I will still be watching some of the council meetings. I will still be cheering for Moreno Valley. And I just want to leave, really, my last comment was that this is actually from a gift that somebody really dear to me gave to me. And I will always, this city, my heart will always be with Moreno Valley. So I'd leave you with that. And this concludes the city manager's report. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. City Manager. And that brings us to council closing comments, and we'll start off with D1, Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz.
Well, I gave most of my prepared speech earlier during special presentation. So again, thank you, Mike. Thank you for sitting with me and really guiding me in my first year, supporting me in my second year, being a champion in my reelection, and thank you for what you've done for the city. I love this city, and I know you do too. So first of all, thank you so much. So since the last meeting, I have attended a few events, including our snow day. That is a spectacular event. The comments that I get from other cities jealous that we have snow in Moreno Valley is special, but being able to bring snow to our community that we're it may be the first time that some of these kids, or the only time they see snow all year long. So that we continue to bring these awesome events that expand the what our residents get to experience is something I feel so proud. So thank you, Jeremy, and your team. The professionalism, the cheerful, welcoming demeanor of everybody out there is really what makes it special. Having Bernie out there, the kids get so excited. There's no pushing or crying. I mean, everyone's just so happy to be there. And there's lines. People have to wait. And so the fact that they're so cheerful, it's really shows that you put a lot of effort into making the whole day special. So thank you so much for another spectacular event. The tree lighting, that always a great event, you know, to be able to say, hey, I know Santa. So thank you again for bringing Santa out to see our kids and to spend some time with our residents and showcase our tiny tots. So that's, thank you for putting that on. I think it's a spectacular event for our residents to be able to share. I also attended the Wind Symphony on Thursday night. Beautiful music. I think the highlight was the guest conductor, who was 6 years old and just, she was way more than, she was like 6 going on 20. She was so well-spoken, and she did an excellent job leading the band. The performers, I can't wait to see them again. They've invited us back, so hopefully more of us will talk about it before it happens, not afterwards next time, so that you can hopefully join us. And then my 2 commissions. The Environmental Historical Preservation Committee is meeting monthly now, so they're very excited about that. They're looking forward to Earth Day. They're also looking forward to bringing in speakers so that they can learn more about environmental and preservation and historical preservation, so that they can share their knowledge with the community. So I think that they're really doing a good job as commissioners, and I'm excited to be their liaison. The Library Commission is dark in December, so we'll see them back in January, but I know the commissioners are out there weekly refilling their little libraries. So if you haven't visited a little library, go on the website, Chimoreno Valley Libraries, and click on free little libraries, and there are at least 10 public ones throughout the city, and there's also some private ones that are listed there. So please visit our parks and pick up a book, drop one off, but go out there and enjoy time in Moreno Valley as I do. So that concludes my comments. Happy holidays, stay safe, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you, Councilmember. Next up, D2 with Councilmember Delgado.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I also attended Snow Day, and it was awesome. And you're right, Elena, that there are kids that have never ever touched snow, and we know what it's ice, right? But they've never experienced that, and to see them literally pick up a snowball and throw it at their friends was really cool. So keep doing that. I know that it's going to be ongoing, but it was really cool. I attended a civic day at Bloomington High School. I know it's in San Bernardino County, but they invited me as a city council member of the city of Moreno Valley, and I think they're going to invite us back. And I say us because they want someone from the city manager's office to talk to the kids about getting a job in the city of Moreno Valley. So that was, I wasn't there recruiting, but it ended up being recruiting. So I'll keep you advised on that is. But it was really cool to see the kids interested in local government. There is in the citywide, there is one of the speakers brought it up tonight, a donkey issue right now. And it is involving the county of San Bernardino and a nonprofit out of Texas. But I just wanted to bring that up because we are not ignoring it. We just have to be very careful on getting too involved in that because it's another jurisdiction. But I am meeting with the president of Donkeyland, and we're going to just discuss what it is that they're doing. So good, bad, or indifferent, we're not just stepping back and watching. So we are getting involved. School, this is the last week of school before Christmas break. Please thank your crossing guards that are protecting our kids. I have 2 literally right around the corner from my house, and I always thank them, get them a little gift. And, I have heard feedback from them that they told their boss that their council member stopped by to say hi, and that's all I'm doing is saying hi, and they appreciate that. So if anybody, in the well or on council, just stops by and thanks them for what they do, they would really appreciate it. Congratulations, Mike. Once again, I know we already talked about this, but this is bittersweet. Bitter because we're losing an amazing city manager. So thank you very much for all the guidance you gave me. Like Elena said, when I first came on, I didn't know how to spell council member, and you taught me, so I appreciate you. Sweet because you get to spend more time with your family and travel. I know that's you've been waiting and you've been putting it off, and they're the ones that, I wouldn't say suffered, but they're the ones that had to postpone because of what you were doing here, and we thank you for that. So thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your wife's sacrifice, and good luck. And I think that, I'm not 100% sure, but I think your face will be on one of the flags that will be proposed for the city. I'm not sure, but we'll let you know. If it does occur, we'll let you know. But good luck, sir. You'll be missed. So Merry Christmas, whatever your family traditions are, whether it be board games, having a drink around the fire, whatever it is. I know we have our own traditions, and we usually get together to enjoy Christmas and really celebrate what the reason is. So Merry Christmas. And please go out of your way to make someone smile. You certainly do not know what someone is going through. And if you can make them smile and make them happy, a cashier at a supermarket, just say something stupid or smile and maybe crack a joke. You don't know what they're going through. I'll give you a good example. Picture this in your head. You're at a restaurant parking lot, and you see a car pulling out. You put your blinker on. There's a car opposite you. Put their blinker on. Now we're going to fight for the same spot. Well, this really occurred. We did that, and the lady's looking at me. I'm looking at her like, all right, who's going to make the first move? So I said rock, paper, scissors. We were literally 40 feet from each other, two different cars, one spot, and she says, okay. So we did rock, paper, scissors. I lost. She got the spot. We went into the same restaurant, made her night. And I don't know what she was going through. She could have had, a death in the family or whatever it was. But I tell you what, we both enjoyed the meal, and we were happy. Instead of what's the opposite? Fighting, arguing, you took my spot. It could have been bad. So my point to that is go out of your way, especially this season, to make someone smile. And you can really bless someone with just a smile. Thank you. Have a great Christmas.
Thank you, Councilmember. And for his first official closing comments, we'll go to District 3, Councilmember Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Councilman, Councilwoman, Lena. First, I want to say again, thank you, Mike. Thank you for your service to Moreno Valley. I know being in public service is a lot of sacrifice of time and energy and especially with the family. So I definitely congratulate you on your new chapter, and you'll be able to enjoy your family and vacation and do everything that you need to do to fulfill the other part of your life. So great work with our city, and I know we have a big shoes to fill, and I'm confident Brian will be able to do that. I also want to thank the again my planning commissioners, peers, my colleagues that I left not too long ago. It was a great journey there. I learned a lot. It prepared me for this role, and I just want to send a shout out to them, my planning commissioner friends and colleagues. Third, I want to thank the residents of Moreno Valley, the residents of District 3 that gave me this opportunity to be here to serve in a completely different capacity. You've put your confidence in me in making the decisions that will take not only District 3 but Moreno Valley into a better place. We have a lot of things to do still, and now that we have a full council, we can get a lot of work done and a lot of projects done. So thank you again. The holidays are coming. As Councilmember Delgado said, we all have family traditions. At my family, we gather around, we break bread, and we enjoy each other's time and company, and eat a lot of good food, and it's good times. So please be with your families and enjoy yourselves, because the new year's about to start. And finally, I would like to make a motion and hopefully get a support here from colleagues to direct staff to investigate, do some research on for a potential regional sports park, city sports park. There's a lot of there's a lot of components of sports here in the city, but I think, you know, being that we are the second largest city in Riverside County, I think a regional sports park is needed, and directing staff to identify some properties so we can hopefully make that happen. And that concludes my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember, and I'll second Councilmember Gonzalez's motion as well. And for my closing comments, just a few things here, and then we can all get home to our families and enjoy the holidays. I also was able to attend the Moreno Valley Wind Symphony. Amazing performance, always beautiful, just the music that they put together. And I'm a huge fan of art personally. So I always love to really see, you know, kind of scan the room and see all the instruments as they play, and then pay attention to their solos and all that, and see what the conductor does as well. So a shout out to everybody who performs and all the organizers that put together the event. It's always a very nice time, and hopefully next year we could find a bigger venue for them. I know one of them mentioned possibly the Moreno Valley High School auditorium, the Performing Arts auditorium, because there's a lot of people that would like to come out, but it's just a capacity, right? There's not enough seats at the CRC to accommodate more people. So hopefully that's something that we could figure out for next year. Also on Saturday, I was able to attend the Crossword Christian Church food distribution event that they have every month. And just wanted to extend an invitation to anyone that is interested in supporting them. If you want to donate food or make a financial contribution to them, they could use the support. They have a lot of volunteers, they have the space, but what they don't have is enough food. They always run out of food. So it's always interesting because there's so many different food pantries, food banks in the city. The one that I used to volunteer at that is no longer there until recently, they had a ton of food, a ton of volunteers, and they didn't have the space to store more food. So it's just always interesting because each food bank, food pantry is always facing different unique situations. But at the end of the day, they're helping a lot of people. So a shout out to Crossword Church, Bishop Sykes and his team, First Lady Karen Sykes as well, for all the work that they do. Regarding the homeless task force, I don't know if Seth Cox is still here. I know he asked about this. If you're watching at home, I'm sure you are. Homeless task force is coming back to our agenda in January. So just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that so that everybody is aware that that is coming back to the council agenda in January. The IE Tour of Toys. This is a collaboration between various partners. One of them is called the Hoop Bus. They're going to go around the Inland Empire to various cities to give away toys to kids. And they're going to be coming to Moreno Valley to Exclusive Barbershop on Alessandro at 12 p.m. this Friday. So I invite anybody that is interested to come out and get some toys there. I'll be assisting and collaborating with them. Also, St. Christopher, they're having their posada this Thursday. Thursday, December 19th at 7 p.m. is when it starts. So we hope to see you out there. Also, Power Speaks Louder, they do their food distribution at the mall in the parking lot right outside of Crunch Fitness, between Crunch, outside of the old Sears auto building. They set up right there in the parking lot, and not only do they do food distribution, but they will also be giving away toys on Thursday of this week. So that starts at 9 a.m. if anybody's interested in coming out and getting some toys. I won't be able to make it because I'm going to my son's Christmas recital. Gonna listen to him singing a little bit, but anybody that's interested, please go out there to the mall this Thursday at 9 a.m. And then badminton. So thank you to the Moreno Valley Sports Club for coming out. A shout out to all of you. I went out there one time and it kicked my behind because it's a workout. And I'm a basketball player myself. I grew up playing basketball, but it is a lot of fun. Badminton is a lot of fun, and you guys are really good. I know you were taking it easy on me, so I got to practice a lot. But I definitely would love for us to see, the two requests that we got, right? So looking at possibly adding another day for badminton because there is a lot of demand. The day that I went, the courts were full and there were people waiting, just sitting down in the bleachers. So definitely a demand for it. Would love to see if we can accommodate that. And then, of course, explore the opportunities for the city to support a badminton tournament in the city of Moreno Valley as well. So to formalize it, I would like to make a motion seeking a second on that to give staff direction to communicate, work with the Moreno Valley Sports Club, and figure out what we can do to support on those two things.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Councilmember. And last but not least, just to conclude here, again, Mike, farewell. Bittersweet. I don't think I've ever shed a tear for another city employee. You're the first, so you hopefully will be the first and last. I'm not really one to shed tears in public, but you mean a lot to the city. And I know Brenda and your kids are very, very happy to have you and for you to just have that time back. So make sure to send us some pictures, some selfies. When you're traveling, when you're at a museum, if you find a good museum, please share that so I could go check it out myself as well. And I will never forget this, that when we were looking for a city manager, you were economic development director at the time. I will never forget it. You turned us down that first time, but then the second time around, you accepted the opportunity. So I'm glad that you did, and definitely leaving a lasting legacy here in this city. So farewell to you, my friend. Much appreciated. And with that, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Happy New Year, y Feliz Año Nuevo a todos. Have a good night.